in spirit. Unfortunately, she booked her tickets to India before we found out about this Sanga, but she obviously helped prepare this presentation. That's why, so just wanted to mention, of course, before I begin, offer my respectful obeisances to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON, by whose mercy we are all here, and of course His Holiness Niranjan Swami Maharaj and all the assembled Vaishnavas. Please forgive me for any offenses. It's a topic which is very dear to so many devotees, and I'm in no way qualified to it's just an opportunity to share my story. So thank you for this opportunity, and of course we would also like to express our sincere gratitude to His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, by whose guidance, inspiration, and direct help we were able to make this presentation, and of course His blessings. And last but not the least, wanted to also recognize three devotees. Actually, three of them are here. All Matajis who have been, I would say, the pioneers of Sankirtan in Toronto. And they may not be in the front right now, but I want to take this opportunity to just recognize them. So first is Mother Satyabhama. She is here, and I don't know if devotees know, but she was instrumental in inviting Vaisheshika Prabhu to Toronto, which was of course instrumental in everything else that happened after. That was 5.5 years ago. But Mataji, I don't know if you all know, but she was single-handedly organizing book distribution in Toronto before, and I know she was having a hard time dealing with bhaktas like myself who would not cooperate. But she was meditating on all the things that you will see today that Vaisheshika Prabhu had to share, and she was instrumental, as I said, in inviting him in May of 2009, and everything after that was the revolution. So I know I never say that enough, but thank you. Big Haribol for Mother Satyabhama. And the second Mataji is Vrindavan Vinodini, next to her. So she has been, so she was in Toronto when Vaisheshika Prabhu came, and she's our Vinodini, Vrindavan Vinodini. We know her. It's her hometown. But I don't know if devotees know that she was, when Vaisheshika Prabhu came, she was among the first few devotees, the 4 devotees who took up the service of organizing book distribution in Toronto. So for the first 4 months or so, she was in Toronto before she moved out, and she was instrumental in just launching everything. So thank you, Vrindavan Vinodini. Haribol. And the third Mataji, I don't see her here, but she is a very special devotee. She is a mother, and I'm talking about Premavati Mataji. I was hoping she would attend, but she is also very special because I think she is like a true Sankirtan devotee at heart. She is, for years she meditates, she just loves it, and her blessings are so powerful. She always thinks the best. She always wants this to grow, and she's the happiest person whenever there is book distribution going on. And I know she was the happiest when Vaisheshika Prabhu came. So again, she's busy, she's a mother, she may not be able to go out so much now, but I know her heart is with Sankirtan, and it's by her blessings, like everybody else, that others are able to do it. So just wanted to say big Haribol for Premavati Mataji. And like that, there are so many more, but I just wanted everyone's blessings. So I'm here, it's 3:45. I know we want to hear Maharaj, so I'm the hurdle between now and Maharaj's Nectarian lecture. So please tolerate me. So I'm going to start with a story. It's a true story of a bhakta in Toronto, but instead of just narrating it, we're going to act it out. So there is a little skit that Shama Mohini, my wife, she wrote it like in the form of a poem, and I realize it's after Prashad, so hopefully I can be a little entertaining for devotees. So Vrindavan Vinodini is going to help me, but it's a 2-minute skit. Yeah.
In the city of Toronto, once upon a time, there was a bhakta, very proper and prim. He loved Srila Prabhupada. and all the devotees. Very humbly he would serve and do all the duties, always chanting his japa,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
and attending the Sunday feast, following everything so nicely, just to say the least, helping whoever came to him in need, cleaning the temple humbly without any greed. One thing, however, was a challenge for him. A slight mention would make him dim. "Oh, Prabhu, could you help with the Sunday book table?"
I think I'll go and fix the cable. Sorry, Mataji.
"Prabhu, would you like to give books on the street?"
I think I better go and wash the pots so that Krishna can eat.
And so in this way, he would run and try to hide, and to whoever asked, he would always say,
Sankirtan is not easy. Sankirtan is not for me. I can do anything to make Lord Chaitanya's moon shine. But sorry, no Sankirtan in this lifetime. Sorry. Thank you. That was the... Thank you, Vrindavan Vinodini. I hope everybody got the point. So the question is, what's wrong with the Prabhu? Is that maybe by show of hands, how many of the devotees can relate with the situation? Oh, well, I was there for sure. So yeah. So what do you think, Prabhu's? So maybe we can do a little sharing of, a little interactive. So maybe we can just, by show of hands, and devotees can share what are some of the common challenges, hurdles that devotees feel about going out on book distribution. Fear. Or is it like rejection of, fear of rejection? Fear of people. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu. And we'll spend like few minutes. We're not going to discuss it. I just want to...
The fear of presenting ourselves as Hare Krishnas.
Okay. Thank you. Prabhu Kalan.
I'll probably get arrested.
Sorry, Prabhu?
I'll probably get arrested.
Sure. So fear of maybe a negative reaction from the people in general. Thank you.
To be recognized by those who don't want them. Recognized because there's work-related people.
So see your boss. Yeah, I had the same problem. Great. Thank you, Prabhu. There's no wrong answer, of course.
The fear of annoying people or disturbing them, they're walking down the street, why should I get in their way?
So I think there's a lot of fear, I didn't know. Thank you, Prabhu, for your honest answer. Anything other than fear that stops devotees from going out? I have a whole list, but I want to hear from devotees.
I'm not good at selling things and presenting myself, so
Thank you, Prabhu.
no one's going to stop.
Yeah, very, very common and popular concern, which is very true. Devotees don't feel like I'm not a salesperson. I'm not extrovert. I'm a humble devotee. I used to think, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Prabhu. Very honest.
Rejection?
Fear of rejection, yes, big one. Phil, Prabhu.
Let alone not being a good salesperson, I think I'm not even a good devotee. I'm not even doing what's in these books, so
Sure.
who am I to go and distribute these books
Yeah.
to people and say, hey, do this?
Yeah, book distribution is for pure devotees only. I'm a new bhakta. It's years before I can even think about it. I have not read all the books. How can I distribute? Thank you.
It's not good for my health, there's all the carbon monoxide from the cars. And then the book bag is so heavy, I gotta buy it back, I gotta...
So here is Prabhu speaking from years of experience. That's true, Prabhu.
I don't have time.
Thank you. Yeah, now get it out, Prabhu. Yeah, life is busy, got better things to do. Thank you. Maybe few more. Mataji's, looks like everybody loves book distribution. Mother Satyabhama, the pioneer in Toronto.
I think for me, it was like false pride. Why should I be going out to, on the streets and asking for like $1.
Thank
and I
you.
can donate $10 to the temple.
Yeah.
I'll buy 5 books.
So that's a very common one. What to say? I'm not comfortable asking for money. I mean, it doesn't sound very, very Brahmanical. So
Why should I go? There's already Sankirtan devotees going on the street.
there you go. You know, Sankirtan is for, there are full-time brahmacharis in the temple. Hayagriva Prabhu is there. He has nothing else to do. I'm busy. Why should I go, right? There's always somebody going, right? Well, Ananta Rupani is always going. Why should I go? Thank you. Couple of more. Prabhu at the back.
What happens if I meet somebody who's really smart and they want to get into a debate over,
Oh
over
my
this?
God.
Then what am I going to do?
Experience is coming out. Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, Gaurachandra Prabhu.
You're not recording this and sharing with the temple, right?
I think they will be editing it. I heard Prabhu will edit stuff out, so be honest, no problem. It's all between us. Technology.
They won't read the books anyway.
They won't read the books anyway. So yeah, people stop reading these days, so it was a thing of the past, right? That's the Sankirtan is for early devotees, It was the big thing before, but now we have many more things to do. What's the big deal? Thank you.
It's hard for me to ask for money.
Very, very good, very common.
I can give free books.
Absolutely, give free books. Thank you. Maybe one more? Okay. Prabhu, next. Okay, that's
Very cool.
very cold. That's true. We have to find inside. So okay, that's great, Prabhu. Thank you. Let's say a big hand for everyone. So what I have on the next slide, Alex Prabhu, is just a laundry list of common, call it myths or challenges, and some of them were already mentioned. I don't know if it's readable, Prabhu. That's the biggest font I had. So we said about it's only for full-time devotees, for pure devotees. It was common in the early days. It's too competitive. I know we didn't say that, but clearly that's the impression many devotees have, especially from the early times when it was really fun and competitive, but perhaps it could be a little deterrent for devotees now. Sales, we talked about sales. I'm not an extrovert person, devotees find very stressful and painful. It could be cold, it could be just a negative reaction from the people. Clearly we are carrying some impressions, things were a little difficult in the past. Fear of rejection, probably one of the most common. Maybe we don't accept it or say it. Devotees are very honest here. But it is, in my view, I had that, the biggest one. I still have it. No time, thank you, that came. Life is busy. And this is a very practical one. Okay, I want to go, but what to do? Should I start a Bhagavatam class? What should I say in those 30 seconds? Hard to ask for money. Again, as devotees, it's very hard to do these things. Then we have, I'm comfortable where I am. I have some services. Is it really necessary, for me to really step out of my comfort zone? What's the big deal? There are so many services that will please Srila Prabhupada. Like, why do we push book distribution? What's the big deal? And many more. So again, thank you, Prabhu, for your participation. So we'll stay on that. But so going back to the Bhakta from Toronto, so would you like to know what happened after that? So obviously, this guy was super stressed, but are you wondering why he was so against book distribution or going out? And the fact is, we learned years later that one day, one of the regular book distributions in the temple actually asked him to come out. Okay, come with me. I'll take you for book distribution. So this, he didn't know what to do, but he showed up. So at Young and Dandas on a Sunday afternoon in Toronto, the 15-year veteran devotee was there, and he said, "Here, Prabhu, you came, very good. Here." He gave him a stack of books and said, "Go distribute them." And he probably had all the things we just discussed, all the fear and what to say, what if. So this guy was like so stressed. He not only couldn't distribute a book, but he almost cried because he was standing there for 20 minutes. People were just going by, don't know what to do, and he came back, and that's when he formed this thing that I can do anything else but books, book distribution. But Krishna's arrangement, Vaisheshika Prabhu came in 2009, and of course he, along with so many of us, we attended the presentation, and Yeah, so it was so powerful and convincing that this bhaktas, even though he was still nervous, but he got the message and he said it's worth trying. So since then, for last 5 years and change, his life changed and he has been actually going out, even though still nervous, but going out regularly with devotees, helping organize book distribution, and not just himself but the family. So his wife, and they have a child now, and they all go whenever they can, to the extent that it's just a different life. So it was really amazing end to the story or beginning. And any guesses who that bhakta is? Okay, I think I gave it away. So yes, Prabhu's, here I am, the same bhakta trying to present book distribution, but I still have most of these. I still feel grumbling every time we go out. We had our monthly Sankirtan festival yesterday. That's the reason I had to miss a day here. But it's just once you're there, like it's the best thing that can ever happen. So we distributed as a team. There were about 20 devotees. It was a beautiful day like this in Toronto. We were on Blue and Spadina. About 20 devotees came. We had Kirtan, Prashadam, and 130 books were distributed. And nobody knows who distributed how many, right? There was absolutely no concept of competition. We collected about $260. I mean, I got the report. I was on the bus, but devotees texted me, and everybody was just super excited because there was no pressure, there was no competition, and it was you have the razors for men, Mac 3 or something, 3-blade razor. So you got the killer combination of prasad, books, and kirtan, and nothing can beat it. So that's it's just a deadly combination for non-devotees. So it always works. But again, thank you for that. So so that's the story. But why am I telling my story? I obviously don't like to talk about myself. But my goal is few things. One is to create hope. That if I could do it, anybody can do it. So that's one purpose for telling this story. And secondly, I'm carrying a burden in my heart because obviously I was fortunate. It's a true story, and I got fortunate by Krishna's mercy, by the mercy of devotees. But there are many more devotees in the same situation. They may have some misconceptions or perhaps negative or bad experiences from the past. But I feel we can all do so much more, and I think it's an unlimited opportunity. So that's the burden I'm carrying, and I'm hoping devotees can help me share that among ourselves. I just cannot take it, and that's why I never miss an opportunity to present. And the third reason, of course, is I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger, just to remind about the mission. This is a wonderful gathering today, or this weekend, sorry, and I understand the theme is Srila Prabhupada's mission. And obviously, I forgot to thank the organizers. It's a very wonderful theme. I only saw like one day or half of it, but I'm so impressed by all the details and how devotees are working together so nicely, and you can see the result. It's such a sweet association of devotees. So, and the theme is Prabhupada's mission, and we have heard some amazing presentations on the different ashrams and how devotees can work together. So again, I'm just trying to do the same. So just to remind, I think Bible says we should reiterate the mission every 30 days, otherwise people forget. And I think as devotees also we forget, And I just wanted to say a point on that. I heard it from Nityananda Prabhu, the chairman of North American GBC committee, and he very nicely puts it that ISKCON is in its infancy, right? We haven't seen our first 50-year cycle yet. It will be next year. And I think there was a comparative religion study done by some scientists, recently, where they compared all the major religions in the world, and religions are measured on a 50-year cycle. So they were comparing the first 50 years of the prominent religions, so Christianity, Islam, and a couple more, and they were telling in terms of how many members. So in the first 50 years of Christianity, for example, how many followers were there? In the first 50 years, how many followers were there for Islam? And then they talked in terms of literature. And there was no question of a book. Like all the major books, the holy books, the Quran and everything came so many like generations later, and they were like handful of like followers in the first 50 years. Compare that to ISKCON. Like we haven't completed our first 50 years and it's exploding. Like our movement started with books, right? I mean, we have so many books in the first, like Prabhupada brought so many books, so it's incomparable. So my point is, there's an explosion going on. ISKCON is exploding, and on a relative scale, we are like light years ahead of how other religions started. So as a result of that, it's a big explosion. So it's very important to bring the members, the family members back to the mission. So that's the part of my service here. And last but not the least, I'm not telling anything new. Devotees are more qualified, they know everything. In fact, I'm presenting old information. Everything I'm presenting today is old. And it's actually very old. You want to find out how old it is? Next slide. At least 5,000 years old. I don't know if pictures are visible, because all I have is pictures and few words. So this is Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, we know. He made it clear. Anyone who distributes this knowledge becomes very dear to me. So that's where it starts. It starts from Sri Krishna himself, and we'll go a little fast over here. So it's our legacy, it's our family business. So we'll stay here. So this is our disciplic succession. We have Krishna, Brahma, coming down to Srila Prabhupada. So again, anybody who feels, why do we need to do book distribution? Is it really for me? The answer is, it's our family business. So when you have a family business, how much more do you have to endeavor? Anybody here comes with a family business background? Oh, of course, Radha Gopinath Prabhu. So when you're born in a family, and you just naturally inherit, right? You don't have to and how's your family business? Well, Vyasadeva, our Shaktavesh avatar, he's into writing books, right? That's what he did. He came just to write literature. And Narada Muni, the inaugurator of traveling Sankirtan party, right? He started, that's what he does, just travels everywhere and distributes. I mean, he may not have books, but you know what he does. So he's our traveling Sankirtan man. And then of course, fast forward, we have Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He started the door-to-door Sankirtan. He would go with Haridas Thakur knocking every door. So it's in our family. So we are just inheriting it. It's not out of the way. It is our family business. And more recently, we can go to the next one, Prabhu. Of course, Lord Chaitanya's mission. His desire was this knowledge will be distributed every town and village. And Thakur Bhakti Vinod really, brought it to light. Of course, we know he was a Grihastha, and Grihastha has been our theme. And I'm going to touch upon that, how Sankirtan is highest sadhana for Grihastha ashram. So he was a real example of being a Grihastha ashram and still doing book distribution. But he also made the prediction that a personality will soon appear in order to preach the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it was all part of the family going on. And his son, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, of course, took it to the next level. He put printing press on the logo of Gaudiya Math, just making it loud and clear. We are here, and as we all know, he put the printing press on the altar. So it's worshipable. I mean, and he would send his disciples, as we all know, go and knock at least, is it 3 or 5 doors every day? And doesn't matter what you get, but make sure they talk about Krishna, so door to door. And the famous instruction to our founder Acharya, if you ever get money, print books. And we know how Srila Prabhupada took that one simple instruction to his heart and planned everything out. And on the next slide, many years later, I don't know if it's visible, but this is a flyer that Srila Prabhupada printed with him as he was boarding Jaladuta. So what it says is, Srimad Bhagavatam, India's message of peace and goodwill. 60 volumes of historic English versions available. Do you know how many copies, how many volumes he had? 3. But he's saying so much more. He's saying all over the world. So he's declaring to the world that there's a worldwide movement. So many copies of Bhagavatam, and this is what he brought with him on the steamship. So this is what Prabhupada was thinking. So moving on. he came as an ambassador of goodwill, and a really powerful quote by Srila Prabhupada, a letter to Hridayananda Maharaj in 1974. He said, this was his secret plan, transcendental plan. By printing books, we can actually inject our movement into the masses of people all over the world. So this was Prabhupada's plan to take over the world. We hear about it, Prabhupada wanted to take it. This was his plan. And he made a request, the famous request. I want that you, all of my students, shall very vigorously try for this book distribution. And I'm going to touch upon it, like the power and the potency of the instruction of spiritual master is immense. Like the words that come out, they may sound very simple, but we know there's a whole movement behind it. And as we saw, his Guru Maharaj just gave a simple instruction and how it manifested. And the best part is, Prabhupada again assures us that the result doesn't matter actually. Simply by this attempt of trying to distribute books, you will get superior strength and knowledge about Krishna consciousness. Another letter to devotees in 68. So I think that's very powerful instruction and very assuring words for devotees like ourselves who are new and who may not have the necessary courage or the determination. So these are very assuring words. So another way to look at it is book distribution is a rapid way, not the only way, a rapid way to make spiritual advancement. And I'll meditate on this for a bit. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, is it like a sentimental kind of statement, or is there any scientific basis? And Krishna, I was thinking about it, and Krishna actually answered my question yesterday. So in Toronto Temple, before going out for the monthly Sankirtan, the idea is to attend the full morning program, and we'll touch upon it, why it's important. So we were all there for Mangal Aarti, and Vrajanand Prabhu from ISKCON Pune, he's visiting Toronto for a few days, and he gave the Bhagavatam class, and it was a really powerful class, and a point came out which just stuck in my head, and I wanted to share it quickly with devotees. So the story going on is Mother Aditi, just finished her Payovrata in the 8th canto. So Lord Vamana is about to come. So the verse is, I think, 17th chapter, 2nd verse, and the message was, the translation was something around Chintayanto. So by undiverted meditation on the Supreme Lord, she was able to control the horses of her mind and senses. And Prabhu spoke very nicely that when devotee, we may have, material desires, we may not be pure devotees, everybody's trying to do service, it may be mixed, it may be pure, but when we when we have undiverted meditation, chintan, when we do chintan, constant meditation on Guru's instruction of our parampara, when we do that undiverted constant chintan on the simple, it could be a simple sentence, like few words, if you get money, print books, or 1922 Srila Prabhupada is paying obeisances, and even before he stands up, Bhaktisiddhanta says, you're a English speaking man, why can't you go and preach to the English people in their language? Simple instruction. But Prabhupada goes into the heart, he starts meditating, he's doing chintan, and he didn't give Prabhupada a blueprint how to establish ISKCON and how to open temples. It was a simple instruction. If you get money, print books, preach in English language. But we see the result, and Prabhupada is again showing his Leela through his example, that he meditated so much on those simple words that when he was sitting in the park in New York, as we know, I think he was the conductor of the bus, he used to talk to, and he would say, I think Satsarup Maharaj interviewed that person later, and he explained that this Swami old man would say, I have hundreds of temples and thousands of disciples and Rath Yatras going on, and he would say, where is it? Old man with that torn dhoti and everything, what is he talking about? And Prabhupada said, it's all there, time separates. So we heard in the class that when you actually do chintan on the instruction of the disciplic succession, it actually becomes a reality in the mind. So it was so constant meditation that it became a reality. It was real in Prabhupada's mind. He wasn't like dreaming it, it was there. And then Krishna just manifested the whole thing. So I just thought it was really powerful And yes, when we meditate on disciplic inspection of the disciplic succession, it expands, fills our consciousness completely. And we know Krishna is unlimited. There is unlimited opportunity, and that's how it's explained in the verse, that it becomes anyabilashita shunyam, unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service, and that's how we make spiritual advancement. So, point is, we may come with any background. We don't have to be pure devotees. We just have to meditate on the instruction, and we heard some powerful words from Srila Prabhupada, his plan, how he wants to inject these books mass level. And if we just meditate how we can organize it, how can we make it happen in our city, in our town, how can we fulfill Lord Chaitanya's desire, how will it happen? I mean, it's all there, it's going to happen, we can just take the credit. Then it expands into our consciousness, and there's the horses or the senses and the mind can be controlled. So sorry, that was a little side point, but I just wanted to explain that. So we can move. And I guess the main message for today, in kind of line with our theme for this weekend, is Sankirtan is high sadhana, and especially for the Grihastha ashram. And again, I can only speak for myself. This is a picture of devotees participating in an intense chanting session, a perfect way of sadhana. But we can compare but we are doing the same thing when we are doing Sankirtan, when we are going out on group distribution. It is not easy. It's cold outside. You have to plan so many things. Pack the bag, it's heavy. You have to plan out your location. You have to think of transportation, think of prasad, strategies, right? You have to take books, prasad. So it is a lot of planning, a lot of thinking, a lot of meditation. And it is high sadhana. And again, in Grihastha ashram, we heard, I wasn't here, but I only heard good things about the presentation yesterday by devotees from Hartford, as well as for the challenges and opportunities in Grihastha ashram. And of course today Jagannath Mishra Prabhu also touched upon. So clearly that's the biggest ashram in our movement. It supports all the other three. And we all know, most of us are in that ashram, and the challenges that we face. And here is a time-tested, powerful method or benefit. So I encourage devotees to look at book distribution from this angle as well. It's an opportunity for family to come together. So here is a little trooper family, you can see the warriors. They got their military caps on, and they got their ammunition. So if you notice carefully, these are sweet balls, like I'm sure the Prabhus, what were the early days? Sweet. The Simply Wonderful, thank you. You got the bomb there, right? That's the book. And you got the final, if nothing works, what did Prabhupada say? Everything fails, Shadam and Kirtan, always works, or something like that. So you got the troopers with their Kirtan, Prasad and books. So that's the Mach 3 version. Sorry, I just made it up. I apologize. But you can see a happy family, and it is true. And I can attest to it, and there's so many more devotees. It just brings the family together. I don't know how, but it's like, we know how. You just heard in the previous presentation, Grihastha ashram means bringing Krishna in the center. So that definitely looks like a team, very cohesive and keeping Krishna in the center, and just in sync. The word was harmony. I really like that word, harmony. I mean, we are all different. We have our modes. It can never be perfect, but it can be harmonious. So the first benefit is internal, just personal. Improves your sadhana. You're serving the mission, doing a bit, and then it expands like everything else. Sankirtan, Golokera Premadhan, Harinam Sankirtan. It's coming from spiritual world. Like it's really not from the material world. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally brought it. So it's something which is outside our experience, outside from this material world. It's coming to us and it expands. It just never stops. Sankirtan just expands, as Prabhupada's ISKCON just expanded, like mass expansion. So it starts internal, individual, family, kids. Another example we have, future leaders here, Mukunda, Satyava Mataji's son. He's like 5 and he loves to come out. So these are different, children it's just natural for them. I don't think they face any of these hurdles that we face or we discuss, and these are genuine hurdles. But children, for whatever reason, their innocence, their lack of too much intelligence, but they just love it, and we see more and more, and it's so much fun, and they are so natural, and they are so effective. People can never say no to a child. Of course, it has to be done properly. We cannot give the message of, they are like misusing the children or brainwashing. Of course, everything, there is a wonderful way. There is a whole presentation on what to say and how to say, but I'm not going into that. We'll do that exercise in the end. But I just want to focus on the why. Why we are doing it. And here are different reasons. We can do it for Prabhupada, we can do it for our own Krishna consciousness, for our family, we can do it for our community. Like, do they look like full-time book distributors?
Yeah.
Really? Looks like the picture is really not clear. So, there are like babies and toddlers and matajis. Well, I don't think it's possible. It's a tough question, but there is somebody in this picture. He's a tall devotee. It's easy to spot at the back, whom we all recognize. Who's that? Vaisheshika Prabhu. That's him. So which means this is Team ISV. It's called Silicon Valley. These are the devotees who have distributed 270 Srimad Bhagavatam sets this year. Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita are door to door. These are the devotees, they buy books worth $130,000 from BBT. So I'm not even talking about, they may be sleeping on those, but they're buying those books. As you know, the focus is about how much you're buying. That's the real metric as compared to how many you're distributing. So yeah, brings community together. Picnic. Like, none of them look like book distributors. I don't think they're doing book distribution, but they are having fun, and that's what we need. Sankirtan is fun and easy. That's the message. That's the next slide. Also, Radha Gopinath Prabhu is so proud to have his son inside a Bhagavad Gita. That's Bobby, his son. He was here yesterday, but I think he left. I put this picture, I thought he will be here. So as you can see, he's inside a Bhagavad Gita. It's a walking Bhagavad Gita. I think devotees have seen it. And okay, this was before he was married. Just to let you know. It was at our Rath Yatra, and he was just walking around in Bhagavad Gita. And people found it really cool and fun. So you can distribute like that. So my point is, it's fun, and so that's the message. That's what appealed to me. Like, I was there. That was a true story. I used to fight with Shamamani. Like, why do you have to get involved in book distribution? I even offended Vaisheshika Prabhu almost before meeting him. I'm like, who is this old, some old Prabhupada disciple is coming, again talk. Of course, I was carrying my negative impression, having gone on the street. So I was imposing that negative impression and justifying it by creating hurdles and finding excuses to not go. But of course, as I said, I was fortunate. My wife pushed me. I attended the seminar. I heard some of these things. It gave me the leap of faith, the initial faith. Of course, there were rumblings still, but at least I got, okay, this makes sense, I can try. Next day we actually went out together as a team. So it opened my eyes, and since then, as I said, I was so nervous, but I just stuck with the devotees, kept going, and it's just, I think it works. It really works, and everything is happening. So, the family is coming together, the community is coming together. It's just unbelievable. But my point is, that's the burden I'm carrying. I don't want to be the only one. We don't want Toronto to be the only community. We want everybody to experience and benefit, because it's coming from Goloka. And Srila Prabhupada has personally committed to it. We saw how he has done it. So we just have to, clear our, use the opportunity to, get on a level field by clarifying some of the hurdles we have, and then just jump into it. So let's spend few minutes very quickly, almost like a refresher on how or why Sankirtan is fun and easy. And the answer is, it's based on laws and principles. So it's easy to transfer, easy to replicate, and that's why if it's working at one place, it can work anywhere else, because all you have to do is transfer. You know how in corporate, they ask for transferable skills, it's highly valued if you have some transferable skill. What's an example of a transferable skill? Anybody, just to make the point clear? Any example? Sales. So yeah, if you have, thank you Prabhu. If you are like, if you are used to selling harmoniums, you know, you can transfer that ability to sell speakers perhaps. I don't know. But you have that transferable ability. One more is, you know, customer facing skill. You know, yeah, I'm good on the phone, I can talk to customers, I have done it for this kind of customers, I can do it for. So same idea is with book distribution. It is transferable because it's based on principles. Well, at least that's how I understood. So very quickly, who remembers the 4 laws of book distribution? The first law is your sadhana must be strong. So there you go. We are not, you know, that's the whole point. Prabhupada said books are the basis. And the next thing he said, purity is the force. And then he said, preaching is the essence. And utility is the principles. But you see, he brings the 3 together. Purity is the force. Strong sadhana, we talked about high sadhana. Books are the basis, preaching is the essence. So of course we have to be preaching. We are a preaching movement. But he's saying base your preaching on books. That's one. So anyway, the first law of book distribution is strong, sincere sadhana. Second law of book distribution is you must get books. Why? Because you cannot distribute books that we don't have. As simple as that. And the third one, which is the most interesting, is the more you show, the more you sell. And the trick here is every time this line comes, we should all repeat it together. So everyone, the more you show, the more you sell. One more time. The more you show, the more you sell. As simple as that. The more books we show, the more they distribute. So all we have to do is just think, like, you know, devotees here have a nice table. Wherever we get an opportunity, just keep showing books, be creative. And the last one is to be organized. Very, very essential. All the planning goes into it. Otherwise you can burn devotees, you know, start on time, end on time, make sure there's prasad. So we'll run through them very quickly, Prabhu. The first law is strong sadhana, strict, serious, sincere sadhana. There is this bhakta chanting. Distribute the overflow. This is, I don't think it's clear, but it's like a overflowing waterfall. What do we mean by that is when we are going out, it answers the question on the sales pitch. It's different from being a salesperson because when we go out, we are sharing the overflow of our own sadhana. And by that, we mean, Rashi Prabhu says that we fill ourselves up throughout the day, like in the morning. That's why when we have the monthly Sankirtan festivals, devotee come for Mangalarti. You attend class together, chant japa together, Bhagavatam class together, Kirtan together, Prasad together. So it's like a festival. We love festivals in the temple. Everybody's jolly, happy, and the next thing you do is you just go out and take the festival to the street. So then when we had chanted our rounds in the morning, attended class together, prasad together, then devotees are just like overflowing with their own, and we just go out and distribute it. So it's different from being like a salesperson because we have the parampara behind us and the overflow is there. Get a taste. So very quickly, as I said, these are some pictures of lots and lots of books are needed. You can't distribute that you don't have. The more you show, the more you sell. There are some examples, attractive displays, stacks and stacks of books, and there are so many stories. I'm not going to go into it, how just by thinking of these laws, you start getting ideas. And please, Prabhu, in your own yatras, think about it, like Sunday feasts or any festivals, how can we increase visibility of books? That's all. These are time bombs, these are really powerful, transcendental books. They go on their own. We really don't have, there's a whole script answering the question about what to say, how to ask for donation. These are practical challenges, but there is very, very simple. And we're going to do a quick exercise also before we end, just to make that point, how to ask for donation and everything. So let's move on. Fourth law is organized. There is no end to this. You can have lots and lots of ways of organizing yourself, and it really pays off. And in addition to the 4 laws, next slide, we'll have, so it's like a service business. How we say we are in the business of this, book distribution, we are in the service business. It's all about personal interaction and doing a service, and it's always about improving, always better service. So next slide is some guiding principles. That's where it's really interesting. So couple of them on the slide. So that's the popular one. Where attention goes, energy flows. So this is a really powerful principle, And what it means is, wherever we put our attention, things starts to happen. And this applies in our daily lives. Wherever time is limited, Prabhu said, life is busy, I don't have time. I think somebody said very nicely that it's really not about time, it's about taste. We always find time for what is important for us. And all I'm saying here is, if we put attention in X, things start to happen. That's how the way the world works. We just have to draw our attention and ideas will come, things will start moving. And fan the spark, very, very powerful principle. It cuts out the whole discouraging or competitive or any kind of negative impression there. Just encourage the heck out of people. Catch people, like Prabhu always says, catch people doing the right thing, appreciate them, fan the spark. You find a little spark, just fan it like crazy. And so one of the big principles, which is on the next slide, before that, Prabhu, sorry. This is another very powerful one. A lot of people each doing a little bit. So that's the principle. Every day something for everyone. We just have to have lots and lots of devotees. Everybody's doing a little piece. And then we are rolling. And the next one is team spirit. So there's no emphasis on personal there's no need for competition or emphasis on that. So the best way is team scores. So there's not individual scores. And I think at least personally we are finding it very, very relaxing. For last 4 or 5 years we are reporting. And the new model, I think everybody has moved from individual scores to team scores, because then it takes the pressure off. And the fact that if all of us, for example, today go to Ottawa and do a Sankirtan festival, like we'll have Kirtan going, Prashad going, so there's really no way to allocate who distributed. So if Hayagriva Prabhu is distributing books, but there's Kirtan going on, so it kind of removes that whole aspect of my score and stuff, but we are all together. And I'm going to touch about that in a minute. And of course, Chintan. That's Chintan. We have to do Chintan on Guru's instruction and it will happen. So next slide, I think this person said that, I don't know him, but goals are potent. Will McCoy. And I think this is really powerful, and we have seen it in action, which is, if you have nothing else to do, just set a goal and leave it, and you can see things will automatically start to happen around it. So, I don't know if everyone knows, but 3 years ago, in 2012, Vaisheshika Prabhu set a goal at the North American level. Everyone knows about it? Yes, Prabhu. So the idea was, I'm happy to repeat, which is, the focus was on BBT remittances, which means, how many books are we buying from BBT in terms of dollar number. So there was a whole initiative by Vaisheshika Prabhu at the continent level. So the idea was one team, North America, one team, we're gonna increase the BBT cost, like how much we buy from BBT, by 20% from 2011 to 2012. That was a huge, because BBT was like almost stagnant, growing little bit, but we were not hit the 1 million mark. So let's go to the next slide. So I have a little chart. Is it visible, Prabhu? So that's the story I'm talking about. From 2008 to 2011 in the pink bars, what you see is BBT remittances in thousands of dollars. So this is 620,000 and this is 878,000. This is the total amount of books, worth of books that North American temples, all of us, America and Canada, were buying from BBT at LA, Los Angeles. It was growing at an annual rate of 12% over the 5 years. So Vaisheshika Prabhu put the attention, remember where attention goes, energy flows. He said, together we're going to grow this by 20% from this year to this year. Chintan, they did Chintan, he announced the score in the North American leaders meeting, got the buy-in from all the temple leaders, and everybody went back and started thinking, how can we do it? That's a big deal, 20%. Guess what happened? They did 28%. So 2012 was the first year in many years when BBT crossed the 1 million mark. And why it's important? Because Prabhupada said, BBT is like the golden egg laying hen. So if BBT is liquid, if it has money, they can print more books. So it's a virtuous cycle. BBT used to be slush with funds. They used to support temples before. When devotees were just distributing books like anything, BBT had so much luxury. they would lend it out to temples, make temples. Now it's the other way around. So we had to reverse that cycle. So 1 million mark was a landmark thing. BBT has to cross 1 million, and it happened. Not 20, 28%. Guess what he did in the next year? He went back to the temple leaders and said, okay, we'll do one more 20% next year. And everybody was like, oh, wait a second, 20% sounds good for once, but now you're saying do the same amount as last year and do 20% more. That's a big deal. He said, no, we can do it. And where it will come from? So in the first cut, not everybody joined the bandwagon. There were some temples, jumped on. But he said there are many more temples. They have not done much. It's their chance to do it. And everybody else just try, little bit. Again, lot of pushing, ideas, tax your brain. Well, this is from this year. All these techniques to keep the focus, keep the goal in front of us. And guess what? More than 20% again. So in 2 years, average growth 26%, we crossed 1.4 million mark last year. We as in all of us together, North America. That's a big deal. BBT has money and they are using it. They are obviously supporting TOVP, a portion of that, but they are printing more books. So it becomes thing, and comes 2014, and this year Prabhu went back and Mataji was there was it Dallas? I'm sure Prabhu was there. Houston, sorry, I never go. So he was there, okay, what's the goal this year? And everybody was like, oh no, another 20% is coming. So Prabhu came up with a whole, strategic model. So this year's goal is 10%, which is like, a little bit. And more interesting ones, and the goal is to do sets. So this year emphasis is on Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita sets. So if we hit 10%, we will be touching $1.6 million. That's a big deal. So next slide gives an update on where we are today for our goal. So it's just 3 clicks, Prabhu. So we are actually up to August 11%. So we are running ahead of the goal. So in the first 8 months, North America is doing great. And guess what? We said, North America set the goal to distribute 1500 plus Srimad Bhagavatam sets, like unheard of. Well, I'm sure it was done before, but not recently. And they have already done 900 sets. All the temples are putting small goals. We put a little goal of 108. We are halfway through. ISV, where Rashmika Prabhu is based, they have already done like close to 300 sets. All those families like us going out, Chaitanya Charitamrita, they have already met the goal. So maybe a big Hari Bol for North America. So it sounds very big, but what can you and I, one individual, do, right? Sounds very big, like North America, big deal. What difference can we make? Especially in Canada, winter is coming. What are our chances? So, but we know everyone matters, every bit counts. So that's basically the point, that we can do our little bit, and one way of that is, how it says, we're gonna save the whole world, one soul at a time, starting with myself. So Prabhu's, I want to make it real, and with your permission and blessings, I'm gonna request everybody to stand up. Is that okay? If anybody is dead against it, no problem. This is my humble request. No, I'm not. And what's the fastest? So it's 4:35. We can only spend 10 minutes. 4:45, is it okay? I started a little late. So we'll end at 4:45 to give everybody a little break before Maharaj's class. And the plan is to find the fastest way to make two rows. So maybe the men and the women. I think we're already almost there, but we can just face each other if it's okay, if it is appropriate. But just very quickly, Prabhus can come here, Matajis can come here, so that everybody can see, like just one file. Prabhupada is here, I'm here, and I'm going to obviously take help from Krishna Dulal Prabhu, and maybe few more devotees to quickly hand out the books. Yeah, Hari Prabhu. So what we're going to do is, so Matajis can come closer, please. Yeah, please, all mothers with children are most welcome. They are the best Sankirtan devotees. So just please, Matajis, everyone have a book, and I'm going to quickly explain what we're trying to do here. So I think devotees are already looking. So what we have inside the book, so this is a very nice, small, powerful book. Coming back, most of us know about it. It's the Science of Reincarnation, talks about 3 stories. Very popular book on the street as well, very not very expensive. And inside Prabhu's, everybody will see. Can everyone hear me? 1, 2, 3, Hare Krishna. So we have just printed a, Prabhu's, we can come closer. Everybody, how's everyone doing? Okay? Thank you. So what we have inside the book is a little card, 2-sided, and I'll just introduce what it has. It's like a memory card. So on one side, where it says Sankirtan is life. Oh, sorry, yes, yeah. And the other side says Sankirtan is fun and easy. So please look at the side which says Sankirtan is life. And there, I have just put a summary of the 4 laws and the 3 guiding principles that we talked about. So this is for your reference. Like a quick memory card. What are the 4 laws? Strong sadhana, get books, Guiding principles, lot of people fan the spark. On the other side, if devotees can turn it around, please. Sankirtan is fun and easy. Everybody's there. So here it has a simple list of say 6 things to do. How to distribute a book in 30 seconds. How's that? Sounds like a nice book title for. So again, I'm hoping, and we're gonna do this in like 2 minutes, very quickly. We'll all practice together, and that's why I'm gonna request one more time if we can maybe file like two simple kind of what is it called? Lines, rows. Yeah, just so that everybody can see each other. So like a military, warrior, or maybe 2. That's fine. Okay, whatever is easier for devotees. No pressure. Sorry. Okay, 2 and 2. Sorry. That's why I said whatever is easier with no discomfort to anybody. Okay.
Just find a partner.
Okay, find a partner, Prabhus. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, this is perfect. Yes, exactly. Wow, perfect. Thank you, Prabhus. Yeah, just facing each other. Sorry. This is excellent. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhus. I think we are all natural. Can I go up? Okay. Woo. Okay. So we're gonna just go line by line, and I can see there are like veteran book distributors in the room. So Prabhus, please forgive me. Remember, it's fun and easy. So just do it as a joke. But for anybody who has not tried it or is interested to try it out, it's a great opportunity. And this is the answer to the questions: how to ask for money. I don't know what to say. I'm afraid of the reaction. I'm afraid of people. I can tell you, people. This is answer to all of this. So the first thing is. Okay, everybody's looking at me. That's why I was hoping to have it. Okay, so the thing is, we have a magic radar in our hands. So everybody can wave. So Prabhu, keep the book in the left hand. Keep the book in the left hand, so that your radar is not like interrupted. Yeah. So I didn't know, but when I learned, I thought it was really powerful. It's like a radar. So we send a signal, and there's a mantra that we will say. So the mantra is. Hi! And with a big smile. Oh, wonderful. I think we are all natural. I think we just got a big Ottawa team here. Woo! So this is the first way. Somebody's going, you stand on the side, have a little book, and you all you have to do is send your radar. And what's the principle of radar? You send and just wait for the signal to come back. If something comes back, you're rolling. If it doesn't come, next person. There's unlimited people out there. So nobody's stopping no one. You just stand there and send your radar. Hi. And what's the odds? It's Kali Yuga. People have no time for anything. Maybe 1 in 100 might send something back. So big smile, eye contact. Hi. And so let's keep moving. So let's assume the best case. That you're meeting like the most favorable person. So we're gonna just face each other so that we finish to the end. So suppose you say to each other and the other person say, yeah, what's the common answer to a Canadian?
I don't have time.
Yeah, if they say no time, thank you very much, have a nice day. But let's talk about the favorable case, because it can be shut down at any time, but let's assume everything is going well. So a nice jolly person coming and say, Canadians are really nice and polite, right? So they're just, if you say, I think 8 out of 10 people generally say, hi. Yeah, they just say back. So your signal is back. So we move to the next one, which is qualify the person with a question. Very, very important, Prabhus. This step makes and breaks the experience of the book distributor. No problem to anybody, but how you feel in the end is this. So Prabhus, remember the book is in your left hand. We have not shown the book. This is Krishna. This is transcendental book. It's like a baby. If you have a baby, will you give your baby to a stranger? Just because he said hi? No! So remember, your Kavi, we are all carrying Kavi in our left hand. Krishna like baby Krishna. We want to give this book, but we're not going to give it to a stranger. So the second step is to qualify the person. I'm watching the time. Which means, how do we qualify? We cannot qualify people by how they dress or how they look, right? That's material qualification. So the spiritual qualification is asking a question. So any question does not matter. If you're in Ottawa, we can say, so hi is already done. Say, hey, hi. So he sends something back and say, are you from Toronto? Or are you from Ottawa? Or what we love is the yoga thing. It's the age of yoga these days. Everybody talks about yoga. So personally, I recommend yoga. And Vaishnav Prabhu always asks about the city. Wherever he is, hey, are you from Ottawa? Doesn't matter what the answer is, yes or no. The fact that the person replied qualifies the person to receive the book. That's it. So the second step is, you first send your radar, wait for the signal to come. Whenever the signal comes, throw a question. No book, nothing. Just keep throwing. Hi, have you heard of yoga before? So which one do we pick? Yoga is okay? Simple. So we're all going to repeat. So we send our signal and the other person will say, yeah, hi. And you say, hi, have you heard of yoga before? Is that okay? So let's do that very quickly. Send the radar. Okay. Perfect. Excellent. So we can practice more. I just want to finish the list because we're all going to feel really good after it. I can tell you, Prabhu. I'm getting goosebumps already. So now the third part, another very nice, trust the hand. So as we know, every part of the body has a function. Eyes look, ears listen, nose smells. What do hands do? They grab things. Yes, exactly. So if you're talking to somebody, and if you hand something out, the hand naturally comes. Even if the mind is saying no. So, but remember, the book does not go first. That's not a mistake, but that's where devotees feel little burnt. The stranger on the street, if you stuck a book out, and then they react, oh, get out of me, or find a job, or not for me, because it's a stranger. But by number 3, it's not a stranger. First of all, he's favorable. You said hi with a smile, he replied back, which means Krishna in his heart is like saying, go. And then you even qualified the person by asking a question, because you can lose a person even on second step, right? Prabhus, you see it all the time. He may say hi, but then he say, hey, are you from Ottawa? No time, or later, and then he leaves. No problem. But if he has answered the question, which means he is qualified to receive the book, then trust the hand. Don't wait. Krishna is ready to go. And, okay, maybe not the baby, but let the book go. So now all you have to do is, and as you are handing out the book, so remember the book was in the left hand, you did your radar. Hi, are you from Toronto? Okay, so I'm just going to maybe try with Prabhu just to show. Hi. Are you from Ottawa?
Yes, you should take the book.
Oh, thank you, yes. So one book. But Prabhu say no, you keep your book. So first say yes, and then next time say no, I'm from Montreal, like that. Hi. Are you from Ottawa?
No, I'm from Montreal.
Oh, great. Have a look. Doesn't matter what he says. The fact that he replies. In other words, we are not offending them. The idea is, the mood is, you're not from Ottawa? You're qualified to receive the book. Okay. Say yes. Hi, are you from Ottawa?
Yes.
Oh, you're from Ottawa. You're qualified to receive the book. That's all. So it's the connection that's going on. So once the book goes, as you're giving the book, and it works really for small books, that's why I picked a small book. We just had to say the elevator pitch, the 30-second, we can memorize it, there's no problem. And the mantra is, so we're going to practice this. Let's just quickly memorize or practice the mantra. Mantra is in the black. here is a book on yoga and meditation, shows you how to get free from stress. So let's practice it a couple of times. Book on yoga and meditation shows you how to get free from stress. Book on yoga and meditation shows you how to get free from stress. Book from yoga and meditation shows you how to get free from stress. So let's practice this among our partners, starting from the radar. Hi, where are you from? Or have you heard of yoga before? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you can hear me, please say Hare Krishna. I saw already devotees were collecting donations. That's really nice. No, just kidding, just kidding. But Prabhu, thank you. This is amazing. We are almost there. So now what has happened is, again, this is the best case. Remember, people can drop off at any time. Any quick questions at this point, Prabhu? Yes, Mataji.
You said like this qualifies them to get good.
Oh, don't.
What is that saying?
Okay. Sorry. So please don't say that. That was I was telling what the mood is. All you have to say is, oh, if he says yes, oh great, here is a book like that. But it's implicit. Yeah, please don't say. I mean, you can say it. Sounds nice. Oh, you've been chosen. You know how people say, oh, you're from Montreal, 5 o'clock. You're the lucky one. But you can use your creativity. That's not on the script. But idea was that I'm not like offending him. Like I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying, oh, from Toronto. Oh, great. Here, have a book like that. So far, what we have done, Prabhu's, is maybe 1 in 100. Person has kind of went through the 4 stages, which is he responded back to the radar. He even replied and became qualified, and he even took the book. That's a big deal, touching Prabhupada's book. Like his karma is already twisted. So it's a win already. Even if he doesn't take the book, we did the damage, so no problem. And then we actually, because now think from their perspective, you met a stranger, sure, had a smile or radar, but then you just handed me a book. Now he's watching. Like what? That's why it's very, very important to two things. First, the book should go from our hand and trust their hand. They should grab it, and secondly, quickly say the line. So that, because you asked the question, have you heard of yoga before? Yeah. Oh, here is a book on yoga, and it's simple, shows you how to become free from stress. And and you can take the conversation from there. Oh, you heard of stress, da. But my point is, and then the last 2 steps, which is, you kind of describe the book, not like a Bhagavatam class. You're not giving a Bhagavatam class there. You don't have to get into why Krishna is blue or, no, it's a straight, don't give people any chance of making any offenses or wasting your time. And the most important rule, thank you for bringing, I forgot who brought, don't get into that argument. If the question comes, okay, so your God is blue, you'll just dash out. Like there are so many more favorable people going behind it, so just try to cut the conversation out. So please protect the devotee, that's the first thing. Like protect yourself by not wasting your time or your consciousness. People can really drain devotees out by getting into like a long debate on, da. Yes, Prabhu.
It's a good way to cut. You can just
yeah.
Oh, what's your name?
There is lots of ways, Prabhu. You know many. Well, how do you do it?
But what's your name?
Oh, good.
Oh, thank you very much. Let me give you a card. We have a temple. Come visit us.
Perfect, Prabhu. I know we don't have time, but it's not fun. I know in Toronto once it happens. This guy had an agenda to waste time. Actually, not just waste time. He got into a debate, and this devotee was over enthusiastic. He started explaining Bhagavatam and cosmology, and this guy was recording that conversation. And he was asking silly questions, making the devotee say things innocently. And this guy put the video on the YouTube, making fun of. So that's like an extreme case. It happened like 5 years ago. But my point is, our time is precious. While we are wasting time with this argument, many more ripe mangoes are going behind. So politely get out. Vaishnavi Kapoor suggests one another way is if you find like a born again or somebody, just stop and glorify them and say, thank you very much. We need more people like you in this world. The world will be a better place. Just be humble, get out. And even if you say, oh, you guys are like that, thank you very much. But we're not going into exception. Let's just keep it simple, nice, favorable people. So then we're just gonna say, so he got the book, it's a book which shows you how to become from stress, and we just say one line or two lines, just saying something like, these are spiritual books, we don't sell them, we are doing it as a benefit to share this knowledge about yoga with people at large. People help us by making a small donation to cover the cost price. So if you like, you can make a donation and I can give this book as a gift. So nothing to memorize, just get the idea. So I will say it one more time. These are spiritual, we can all repeat. These are spiritual books. We don't sell them. We are doing it as a benefit to share this knowledge of, say, God or yoga, however you fit the situation. So we are doing it as a benefit to share this knowledge about yoga with everyone at large, or everyone in Ottawa, or whatever you like. People help us by making a donation to cover the cost price. So you laid it down on the table, no pressure. Now you present the opportunity. If you like to make a donation today, then I'll give it as a gift to you. So the key words are, we always show the book. We don't give them out, we don't distribute, because it tells them it's free. And the worst thing we can do is, you set the wrong expectation and then ask for money. That's what we have to avoid. You just said you're giving them out, why are you asking? So best is we are showing these books, that's one, and you make it clear, we don't sell them. So the first thing they think is free. And then you immediately say, yeah, we don't sell them, we ask for donation. So you just lay it down very, very clear. So assuming, I would say 5 out of 10 people, I think Ottawa people are nicer. Downtown Toronto people maybe not, but any other cities, people are really welcoming, I feel. And if they hear it clearly, they're doing it as a benefit, small book, people help us. Most people will say, sure, how much, okay. And then they start looking for some change. And especially because it's a small book, that's a benefit. Don't put like a price or anything, because we are collecting donation. And these books don't cost much. Like this is like a $2-3 book. So they may say how much, and then you can just say, give whatever from your heart, or it costs us about a couple of bucks. Just be honest. Of course, if you're dealing with a bigger book, and we are not getting into that today.
You said that you have to show a lot of books, you're just giving one.
Yeah. So you keep other books with you, but you start with one. So you make sure one person takes it. But you can say the general line. They're all books on yoga and meditation. They all help you fight stress. They'll all take you back to Godhead.
No, what I'm saying is, do you have to trust more books than one?
You rotate books if they reject it.
Okay.
So there are lots of side points. I don't want to take Maharaj's time or devotee's time, but if a person returns the book, it's also very important, because remember, our primary goal is not to distribute books. Our primary goal is to
Leave a good impression.
Thank you, Prabhu. Leave a good impression, and that takes the pressure off. So we are out there to leave a good impression as ambassadors of goodwill. As Prabhupada came from the West to the West with this message of goodwill, we are representing Prabhupada and leaving a good impression. So with that mood, suppose a person took the book, but mind flips, Nimitani, whatever the word is, Sankalp Vikalp. At any point, be ready. Mataji just had a nice chat, he is holding the book, and something goes off. Okay, I don't want it. Please take the book back. If they return, and you're like, no, now it's yours, I'm not taking it. That's like you lose them right there. If the mind flips, I don't think there is anything in this world that can change the mind at that time. Okay, you'll see like people talking, okay, I have to go. The book just comes back, please respect the book. Okay, no problem. Take the book back, but if you're a little experienced, or an experienced book distributor, what he will do at that time, or she will, okay, no problem. Another book. And we have seen this happen like 5 times. Okay, I don't want it. Okay, here is another book. And I don't know what happens, just hand just keeps. And then, I have never done it. I don't think I can do it. I'm just telling the answer. Thank you. So just to finish this off, if everything is going well, you have not got into the comfort zone, no pushing is going on, we just said hi, we just showed a book, not give a book, we showed a book, we just explained what the book is about. It's a book on yoga, we are doing it as a benefit, people help us. If you like, you have an option, and he's looking for change, he gives a change. Well, we already did it, so ask for donation. And then the closing is very important. As you know, like thank them sincerely. Actually, even if they don't take the book at the last time, you should thank them for their time, leave a good impression, and close the deal with, temple card, prasad, Mahamantra, most important Mahamantra. So I know I'm rushing through it, but this book, we all have a book in our hand, who's a little homework, if I can say like that. Please go back, do some chintan and distribute this book. And let's do our little bit. Hare Krishna. And last thing, there are some resources. There are two websites, distributebooks.com and the wonderful ISKCONbookdistribution.com. I think Vijaya Prabhu, the book minister for ISKCON, and many other devotees are actively. There's tons of information, videos on what I said, much better ways, lots of discussion, please. And of course, I know I didn't leave in time for questions, but it was a great opportunity, Prabhu. Thank you for tolerating me. This was very encouraging. I mean, I feel horrible, almost asking senior devotees to kind of do things, but this was my service. But thank you so much for your encouragement. And if you have any questions, I think we can all do our bit. And Sankirtan is life. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Sankirtan Yoga ki.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So these books have been very generously, graciously sponsored by Ottawa Temple. So we thank the temple for doing this wonderful seva. So please, Prabhus, don't miss this chance. Give it out, or not give it out. Distribute this book, and it will be just amazing. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to take the opportunity on behalf of His Grace Radha Mohan Prabhu to ask you, Prabhus, all who are here, including the Matajis, to take between you all the books that are in these two boxes and do your bit to distribute them to others. Not just one book. We want to have these books empty when they leave the pandal. So everyone, please take a few copies of both titles and find someone as your homework to distribute it to. Thank you very much, Radha Mohan Prabhu. We all know how this